Coming up right now, imagine this. If you just think about losing weight, it could happen. If only everything in life was this magical. Let's talk about this, y'all. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the chat. I'm Catalina Allures. We have Henny, Angelia, and guest host, the founder and CEO of Oil and Water, Rachel Roberts, joining the panel today.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah, we're really excited. And you may notice we're all wearing a little bit of bling.
Ooh, a little bit.
A little
Diamonds.
bit of bling. We got
Diamonds
the
for days.
rings, the necklaces, the earrings.
And this is not costume jewelry.
It's not. It's real.
This is the real deal.
I'm terrified to wear it because I break everything I touch. But obviously, this is some fabulous bling that we're wearing today. So a little later, we're going to talk to the woman behind these beautiful designs. The brand is called Arya Isha. Flawless, and she's been in some pretty big magazines, so we'll give you more on her story a little later. But right now, we're going to get started with news about the Barbie movie. There are new reports out today that the lead role of Barbie will be played by Anne Hathaway. And you may remember Amy Schumer was originally cast for the show, which led to trolls criticizing her for not having the Barbie look. No one has the Barbie look. It's not real. But Schumer had to bow out of the role due to scheduling conflicts. And some would argue Hathaway is the polar opposite of Schumer, but even the idea of her playing the role is getting mixed reactions. I adore Anne Hathaway. I've been a huge fan of her since The Princess Diaries, but I don't think I like her for the Barbie movie.
You don't?
No.
Why?
Because she comes, with all the other stuff that she's done, she's a very regal kind of actress. She's just she's so great at what she does, and she doesn't always play a ditzy character very well to me, because it's just not, it's not fun. And for what they wanted to do with Amy Schumer, I don't see them doing that with Anne Hathaway at all.
See, I do. I think she plays a ditzy character pretty well. I mean, she did in the Princess Diaries, and what was she? Princess Mia of, what was it?
Mia Thermopolis, Rinaldo Rinaldi.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. She's seen it 100 times like I have.
Read the books too.
You know that.
I read the books and then I saw the movies. Like, I know so much about that character.
Yeah.
Oh
So, I mean, I think she plays that well. And then The Devil Wears Prada. I mean, she was kind of that ditzy character again. I mean, I feel like she plays it well, but I think I kind of had a problem thinking that Barbie movie needed to be more like original. I think it needed to be what we all remember Barbie to be. And we remember Barbie to be that blonde, you know, voluptuous. So, I mean, for somebody like
Voluptuous.
Well, she was. I mean, her measurements are unrealistic. Let's face
Under
that.
no means at all.
And then,
Absolutely not.
Oh my
She's
God!
shaped like
Are
a
you
grapevine.
kidding?
She was
A little bit of vine.
anorexia.
Oh, well,
Barbie?
Her measurements.
You mean the doll?
The doll, Barbie. Barbie
She
the
had a
doll.
doll?
Yes.
Yeah, but the only
But
people
the
that
measurements.
I am done.
were her chest and her booty
And
and
her
everything
hair.
else. And her
Outrageous. So for me, I think somebody like, just thinking back in the day, in the 1950s, the hair on the original Barbie was yellow. Very yellow. So I think somebody like Scarlett Johansson and like that 50s regal Barbie time, I think would be great. And then a little bit more up to date, somebody like Gwen Stefani, because I think of her as like the ultimate outfit queen. That you could just change her like a paper doll, you know? I mean, she's always got cool outfits on.
I remember paper dolls.
And she's got that platinum hair. So, I mean, I think that would be a better fit, I think, personally. And then she's got her Ken doll, let's face it, which she's got Blake Shelton at home. That could be Ken on the Malibu beach waiting for her to get home.
But I think they're trying to evolve the kind of character. Like, I think the idea they had for Amy Schumer was that Amy was probably this, like, going to be this wisecracking, smart-talking Barbie who gets kicked out of Barbie world and gets put into the real world. So you kind of want to find someone that has that.
But it's because
that
Amy
already.
Schumer got a hold of the script and she changed it. She called it polishing the script, but she changed it.
Well, if
she
we
wanted
stick with
it
that
to
script,
be,
though, I would love to see. I have my two picks because I'm obsessed with both of these women. Rebel Wilson, who we know from Pitch Perfect, she was like, she was Fat Amy in it.
Yeah.
No, but she's if you were to go past Amy Schumer, what she was going to do for the movie, if you wanted to keep that kind of idea with it, Rebel Wilson, or Britt Robinson, who was in the Netflix original show Girl Boss this year. She's so great. She's smart, she's witty, she's quick to come back with anything when she's acting. I mean, I think they'd both be really great for Barbie. And look at her face. It's just so, like, you want to pinch it. It's so cute. So she's got the look. And then I think Rebel will just be hysterical.
no.
But what about redefining what Barbie is today for the youth of today? That's who's going to be watching it. Why does Barbie have to be the blonde, stereotypical, you know, girl? Why not a Barbie of color? you know, if the entire conversation for this movie is around, you know, that we don't have to be this stereotypical picture of what we think beauty is, and that it's really about on the inside, shift perception, you know?
See, I think there needs to be a couple of Barbies for that, though.
That's what,
like,
yeah, I would love to see
infiltrate
them
a
come
couple
in.
of Barbies in like chapters so that everyone is all inclusive. But I think of me as a child, whenever I mean, I was dark hair like you, so I had the blondest Barbie on the block. I loved Barbie no matter what she looked like, whether she was, you know, purple or blue. It didn't matter. She was my little Barbie doll, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think just as long as it evolves into something else, I think that's great. So it's all inclusive for every single one of us, all walks of life.
I just hope it gets released. I hope it's not one of those movies that gets put on the back burner.
Well, it won't be as good as Wonder Woman. We've got to face that one. That's not going to top the box office with that one. Okay, so if you guys were watching yesterday, then we were talking about the debate over whether or not children should be allowed in bars. I'm sure you remember, and a lot of people, you weighed in on this. Well, today, there's a debate over whether or not restaurant owners should cut off parents who are drinking with their children at the table. Peddler's Bar and Bistro in New York has a one-drink rule for anyone that will be driving kids home later. And after one, you are cut off. They say anyone who argues with this rule is just simply asked to leave. So, I don't know. I think this is a pretty good policy.
I don't think they should even
like
serve
this.
them one.
Wow, not even one?
Nope.
Really?
That's just me.
Why?
Because I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to that. Now, granted, like all of us at the table, I don't have kids and would never, ever, 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 ever have kids. However, I just think there is a moral clause that has to come into this. I recently went on a trip to, where did I go? St. Louis. And I was a rooftop bar at the hotel I was staying at. It was buzzing. It was in the evening time, view of the city. It was great. And there was a parent up there with his young son, and he was standing around socializing, drinking, just throwing them back. And it was a big party atmosphere, and this just poor kid's just standing there. And I actually got up and physically had to leave because it saddened me. There was no excuse for that. If daddy needed to have a drink that bad, then he should have left the kid in the hotel room or did something different. I just don't believe in, now true enough, when kids grow up, they're going to make their own decisions.
Don't do that.
They're going to make their own decisions to drink, but to do it in front of them in public, I think as a parent, makes them look bad, and there's a moral issue that comes into play.
But I think there's something about teaching your kid how to drink responsibly. Like, this isn't, I mean, this
at a
is,
certain age, yes.
Well, but it's setting an example even from the smallest age is important, because that's why they say even when you're driving, be aware of what you're saying. Even if someone cuts you off, like, you have to be aware of what you say, because little homie in the back seat is probably going to repeat whatever you say a couple days later. And so I think setting that kind of example where if you have one and that's it, you're teaching them how to drink responsibly, and that's something that will stick with them as they grow up. Now, with this restaurant being an independent restaurant, they absolutely have the right to make this rule. Yeah. But I think of it from, because I was a server for, 6 years.
You was a server?
Yeah.
Oh, I can so see that.
I didn't think I got through college. I had to make that money to pay those bills. No, but it's hard to cut someone off. Even if they're super wasted, they have no idea what's going on, you tell them, I'm not serving you anymore, that customer gets so angry. So I just hope that the management staff has set up the servers and is really going to back them up. I mean, if they're really this strict about one drink, I hope the managers come up to the table and tell the customers that
But they don't have to, because this was implemented, and it's actually at their front door, and it's on the back of their menu, and it says, plain as day, it has, we limit one of the responsible adults to one alcoholic beverage.
Responsible adults.
It says one of the adults. So one can drink all you want, and then the other one that's driving has to be responsible. So one,
that's awesome.
And so it's on there. Their policy is plain as day, and it's been there since 2010. So this isn't something that's new, and it's not something that puts their servers in a bad place. This is something that's implemented and says, I mean,
well, but that's assuming that everyone who comes in is going to know, understand, and abide. That is not the case. You'll have people in there who will sneak it. Yeah, you'll have adults come in there and try to, like, oh, I'm going to order one for you, even though you're the responsible one, but here, drink it real fast before the server comes back.
And then don't forget, you're going to have that one customer that's going to come in and slide the server an extra $5 or $10 for her to bring him an extra beer. There's a way to get around it. There is, but I really admire the company for even standing up and saying,
yeah, as a business, I think it's a really strong thing as a small business that they're standing by those standards, that they've built a business that aligns with their values. I mean, that's the free market, right? Yeah. And the free market will decide if it gets to stay open, and they're doing that in the face of scrutiny. And probably some flack from the community.
Oh, yeah.
But
they're
by
still
laws.
open.
There's no law against it, so they can do
Right.
what they want.
Yeah, you said it's been up since 2010. 7 years later, they're fine.
still
And I
open.
bet there's a lot of loyal customers who will go and support them just because
Yes,
of that.
I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
I totally
Exactly.
would. Yeah. So we're going to move on now and talk about a Kansas makeup artist says that she actually won a national contest that was sponsored by Kat Von D Beauty, but she was later disqualified because of an Instagram post supporting President Trump, his candidacy. Screenshots taken by Gypsy Freeman shows that she was declared the winner. Now, she and a guest were supposed to be flown out to Los Angeles to attend the launch party for a new Von D makeup line. But shortly after, though, she allegedly received a message from Von D to say she had, quote, drawn a personal line in the sand between myself and anyone who supports that man. She went on to say, my launch party and my brand celebrates many things that Trump is against. The makeup artist chose not to go to the launch party, but she's now sharing the story because she says she thinks it's unfair that politics were brought into the contest. Now, this can be a little tricky. So, Angelia, because, you know, that's your boo, that's your bro, that's your homie, that's your dog. What do you think about this?
Well, since when does political views make impact on your talent? Your talent is your talent. That's your skill. That has nothing to do with who you vote for or who you support. So that being said, I think she was dead wrong in that.
Who was wrong?
Kat Von
Von
D,
D.
absolutely. And so she's getting backlash now, and actually everyone's going in on don't sell her products anymore at Sephora. We're not buying her products anymore. Of course, that's Republicans who would agree with the other side. So, with that being said, I feel like this is such a volatile environment. I mean, the election is over. Everyone is on the other side that did not win is still upset. And I think that they're lashing out still on.
And those that voted for him is upset.
But and some are absolutely.
Most
but
are.
the thing is, no, not most. Let's not go most.
Not
but we'll
most.
say that some are. But the thing is, I feel like whenever you're going to place your political views above everything else, above your talent, above everything else. Think about this. So if you're driving around every day and you see Obama stickers and you hated Obama more than anything in the whole wide world, do you not want to coexist on the highway with somebody who is an Obama supporter? No, you're just fine driving next to somebody who is an Obama supporter. Are you going to go to the doctor tomorrow and you're not going to want to have that doctor or nurse treat you simply because they voted for Trump? No, you're going to actually have them work on you because they are talented, because they are educated, because they are knowledgeable in the field that they're knowledgeable in. Has nothing to do with who you voted for.
I think she's doing a real disservice to people who disagree, have voted against him, obviously disagree with him now, because she's doing exactly what a lot of Trump supporters said that we're doing. So we're accusing them of
hypocrisy.
putting these,
Totally hypocritical.
It's super hypocritical. I'm just so mad I can't even say the word right. Especially because Kat Von D saying that, you know, she is obviously pro-LGBT, and she's half Mexican, she's very cultured, you know, welcomes everyone into her circle. But it is insanely hypocritical because for years, this is a little makeup world drama that I'm about to lay on you. For years, she was friends with a guy named Jeffree Star who has his own makeup line. And he, despite being gay himself, would get caught on video all the time saying awful racial slurs, homosexual slurs, and for years people would say, why are you openly friends and business partners with this guy? And so a year ago or so, she finally broke ties with him. And so for her to come out and say something to this woman who fair and square won that contest, I think is just absolutely wrong and unfair. Not a fan.
Totally agree. No more Kat Von D products for me.
None. They were too expensive for me anyway. I couldn't
exactly.
afford them. All right, well, coming up next, can money really buy you happiness? A new study says it all depends on how you spend it. Plus, great news for all of us who want to exercise but never actually do. We'll explain when we come back.